Hello there, and welcome to the Fantastic Free podcast with myself, Dean, and my co-host Ashley and Reese. If you want to say hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
On this podcast, we'll be diving into all things Marvel. We'll be looking at fan theories, debunking the newest trailers, reading comics to find out our potential storylines. We will be getting in our next film adventures. Join us weekly and listen along. Please like, follow, subscribe on all forms of our social media and wherever you listen to this to. All right, let's go. What are we talking about first? Should we go with Doctor Strange and trailer?
There's only one thing to talk about in there.
Doctor Strange.
That trailer, stuff we got from that was unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was a lot of things in there that you can take that. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Who do we think is going to be in it?
Every single Marvel character that's ever existed.
Do you reckon?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, see, I don't
know. They've said that there's more characters in this than Endgame, but
yeah, but we knew that was going to happen anyway. That was always going to be one of the things that was going to happen. It's just exciting. Marvel's so exciting at the moment with everything going on.
I genuinely thought that after Endgame there would be like, what else could they do? But they've just. I'm more excited to the future of Marvel now than what it was setting up in Endgame. Like what happened in Endgame and that.
But they were talking about this is there's no more Avengers films now, didn't they? They said Kevin Feige, I think, said it. There's going to be no more Avengers films, but I don't know if that's just blowing.
We'll get the young Avengers, I reckon. We'll get young Avengers.
Yeah.
People like Kate Bishop coming into it. I reckn we'll get a form of Nathaniel Richards and who's really.
And then like what we were talking about earlier, you'll get like Wanda's kids are definitely going to be in this somehow. They're even if they're
also in the Young Avengers as well.
That's what I'm saying. They'll either be in it right at the end of the film, or they'll be in it like even if it's an end credit scene, they'll be in it. They'll definitely be in it somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even variants of them.
Well, even we got like American Chavez in this. She's in it as well. She's finally.
I saw another theory about that today.
All right, what was that?
About Defender Strange sacrifices himself to save her.
Well, I see that in the trailers. At one point, it looks like he's.
Yeah, he looks like he pushes her away or something, and then she starts runs in, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, obviously, you got Professor X being the.
I saw something there. I mean, if they're willing to like show you that Professor X is in if they're showing him in the trailer, and the hype that got, you can be sure that there's going to be like more bigger, like what have they got else they got tucked under their sleeve if they're prepared to show that in the trailer.
Yeah, but I don't know if it is him. Like he said though,
have you seen his interviews?
Him. I think it is.
Have you seen his interviews?
When he says about people being imitating whatever the word is for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
So he said
it's hard, isn't it? Because as much as Toby and Andrew said that they weren't in.
Have you seen the?
You can't believe them.
Have you seen the meme? Have you seen the meme with Ryan Reynolds? And then it's the Green Goblin. And it's like I'm some sort of I can't remember what it is. In Spider-Man, he goes, I'm some sort of
a scientist. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I'm some sort of a scientist myself. But instead of that, he goes, someone's edited the subtitle, and it's a picture of Ryan Reynolds on Goblin. And it's I'm some sort of Andrew Garfield myself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
quite
gonna
a funny
lie,
meme.
but I mean, said Andrew Garfield and that turning around and saying it. I saw that Ryan Reynolds has said he's 100% not in this film, but it said, how can you believe him when you had Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire both saying that they weren't going to be in Spider-Man?
See, it wasn't really Toby. Toby really didn't say much. It was more Andrew Garfield. He said that he was not in it, and
spoilers if you haven't seen it, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but you would have seen it by now. Who hasn't seen it?
We've given long enough. Everyone's given long enough to not.
They're bringing out an extended cut, aren't they? In March.
Yeah, I see that. I'm looking forward to
11th of March. It's longer.
What, at the cinema?
It's at the cinema. It's meant to be longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's longer. They reckon it's more of you'll see more of Daredevil.
That's what we want.
And there's more scenes with of all of them together. Like you see a bit more of them.
I was gonna say we didn't really see a lot of them together, did we? We saw like the fights.
No, there's a bit more on the bridge apparently.
When they was in the science lab, when they was in the lab, and then they obviously started talking about all things Spidey, but we didn't really see much from them apart from that, did we?
No.
But that's Spider-Man. What do we think we're going to get out of this film? Let's be honest, though.
I think
it's going to set up the next 10 years. Let's be real. They're not going
It's
to kill
gonna
off.
set
They're not.
phase-
They're not. They're
phase
not going
four,
to. I
phase
don't
five,
personally
isn't
think they're
it,
going to kill off. I don't think they're going to kill off anyone major this film. I think they're going to bring a lot of people in, but I don't think they're going to kill off anyone major. Like I said
No.
to you, if they
But-
bring in the Fantastic Four, the other one, who they think's in the Illuminati, I can't remember his name. What's the one?
Oh, what the actor from our time? You mean from our
Yeah.
generation of Fantastic
Yeah.
Four? Because obviously John Krasinski's been.
Yeah,
He's
he's
been
rumored to be the new
hundreds of
one,
times.
isn't he? So that's what I reckon. I
Yeah,
reckon they're going to go with him.
Ian Griffiths, I think it's Ian Griffiths.
Well, I reckon if they're going to kill anyone off, I reckon they'll kill him off, and then when they redo the Fantastic Four and they bring it into the MCU, I reckon it will be with John Krasinski or whatever his name is.
John
It'll be with
Krasinski, yeah.
John Krasinski. That will be with him, and in that new line of
All right, yeah, I see.
Fantastic Four, because they've got no issue of killing off people if they don't want to be in it. But if they only want to be in it as a cameo, which he might actually be, you never know. Wanda could turn up there and just absolutely destroy all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So she could
I know,
turn up,
I think-
even Professor X. She might even turn up there and go, "You're the reason why mutants haven't been in this universe. I'm just going to end that because I want my sons." Don't forget, all of this for her is
Who's
all
that
about.
Wanda?
Yeah, all of this
Oh, yeah,
for her.
yeah.
All of this for her is all about her children.
Yeah,
It's the
true,
end
yeah,
goal. That's the only
absolutely.
reason when she left Westview, she was looking for her kids. You
Look
can't
at
tell me.
the
You
end
can't
credits of
tell me.
Westview was.
That's what I'm saying. You
you
hear
know,
him in the
We
background.
thought thought she was fine drinking her tea out on the porch, and then she was in her astral form,
there
wasn't
doing
she,
the
where
dark
she was
arts.
reading through
Yeah.
the dark arts books, and then you you heard Billy and Tommy in the background. So
So she knows they're out there. She's just got to
Yeah.
find them, and
Gotta
she
find
might
'em.
she might use strangers as leverage to grab them. Or what could happen is the Illuminati have found out that what's been going on in this universe, and they're trying to close it down. So they're trying
Yeah.
to bring Strange in, which will lure Wanda in, and then they'll
Mm.
try and like maybe keep them together and like lock
Yeah,
them
I see
away.
what you
So they can't do anything. They can't control time.
Yeah, so
they can't mess with
nothing else
anything.
can be done in
Yeah,
the
and then-
universe that it's in. Yeah, trap them.
yeah, and then
Well, on the
that's done.
trailer-
But then, go on, sorry.
So no, I was gonna say because on the trailer there looks like a scene where Strange and Chavez have been in like a holding cell. Because Christine Palmer's in that bit as well. That looks like that could be in the Illuminati headquarters.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if
yeah.
you see, they're
Yeah,
sort
still
of locked in a cell. It looks like they're in a
Mhm.
holding cell.
Yeah.
And Wanda breaks through that sort of area, doesn't she? Well,
She's
it
going to
looks
be
like I'm just,
so powerful. It's unreal.
But then people are saying she's the villain in this film.
See, I don't
I
reckon.
want her
it's-
to
I
be a
reckon it's
villain.
misleading.
I want her to
reckon
be a
it's
villain, but I
very
don't want her
misleading.
to be a villain. Yeah,
Yeah, I
same,
reckon
yeah.
it's going to be very misleading. I think they're going
Yeah.
to put it out there as everyone's going to be like, she's going to be the one that kills everyone because she's angry and all this.
Yeah.
But I don't reckon it's
Yeah.
going to be that. I reckon it's going to be something where. But I still don't think they're going to be good because all they want to do is keep the peace. They want to keep everything.
Well,
Yeah.
she said
Chill,
in the
don't they?
trailer, didn't she? She
They
turned
don't
around
want
and
no more
said, "What
crap.
is it?
No, they don't.
What is it? When you do it, it's all right, and when I do it, I'm the bad guy. That hardly seems fair, innit? Or
Yeah.
something like that."
Well, let's be honest though. Strange does have parties with the with his
Yeah.
powers. Whereas
Yeah.
every time Wanda does something wrong, she's bad. Look at when she
Mm.
created Westview. Everyone hailed her as the baddie, but yet Strange done the spell for Spider-Man. Amount of times he's done when he was in Endgame, not Endgame, when he was in Infinity War, and he looked through all the timelines to see when they was going to win, and it was only that one. He still
Yeah.
went through all the times there, and still must have broke some form of time to even check in them universes. He had to check the other universes to see if they've won,
That's
and it
what I'm
was
saying,
only
yeah.
the one, obviously. So
And obviously,
I don't think Wanda's going to be the bad guy. I think that's why when he's getting taken in by the Ultron bots, or the Ultron Sentry, sorry, I generally think that is Strange getting put to the judge, getting put to the court. They wouldn't handcuff him and walk him in for no reason, because if it was fine and he was getting walked to headquarters for no reason or just for a talk, he wouldn't be in handcuffs, would he? So he's
No.
got to.
the
But
other
then we
thing
don't
as
know
well.
if that is our Strange or if that's one of the other 5 Strange that is meant to be in it, the other variants.
Yeah, that's true. But also the other thing as well is, if they didn't think Strange was a threat, why would they handcuff him? The only way Strange can do
Exactly,
anything,
yeah.
the only way Strange can do anything
With his hands.
is with his hands.
Mm.
It's not like he hasn't got mind control, is he?
No.
No, he's
It's
literally
just
he can
he
only
gets
do
his
something
powers
with
from
his
his-
hands, can't he? That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So that's why they've gone for the hands. Okay,
But
his
then
cloak flies off, but
I do think he's heavily underrated though. How powerful he is. He's the I know he's not the Sorcerer Supreme. That is apparently Wong, isn't it? And it is the Sorcerer Supreme, but
it's the
it's
best
not.
thing
Is
ever.
it? It
He's
was
the best.
It was quality, but we know it's not Wong.
No,
we know it
no,
is
it's
Wong,
not.
but we know it's not.
Deep down,
You
it's
know, if
not.
you know what I mean, yeah. And I think Strange also a bit resentful of that as well. I can see him maybe turning on Wong to get that title back, because Strange has always wanted the title. He's wanted to be the big man. He wanted to be the big surgeon, the big I am, and now he's got competition. Now he's shoveling snow in
the Sanctorum.
in the Sanctorum. You know, he's got no title, but you know, we'll see. I reckon it's going to be funny for Strange. I'd like to know what Strange. I don't think all the Strangers are going to survive. There's going to be a timeline now where it's not going to be as Strange.
I think I just don't understand how they're going to bring in the zombie ones. I just don't know how it's going to work. I personally can't. I don't understand how they're going to do it.
There's even ones where, I mean, if you look in the trailer as well, a lot of people have pointed out that it looks like they go into like a cartoon world as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
It looks like they've done this.
And I really think they're gonna throw sort of like an Into the Spider-Verse. You know, the Spider. I think somehow they're gonna get that in the film or something like that.
See, I said to Risha, Disney Plus are bringing out. I can't remember what X-Men is. It's one of the old X-Men, but it's the cartoon. It's the cartoon one. Is it the X-Men 97?
Yeah.
They're bringing that into Disney Plus, but they're not bringing any other ones on. And they want to bring they want to bring X-Men into the MCU, obviously. And they reckon that there was a concept art that got released or leaked, and it was Strange standing with the Ultron bots in front of Professor X, but X was in a gold chair. He's in a gold chair, and that gold chair is the one from the X-Men 97. So people were saying they reckon that cartoon world they go into is going to be the 97 one. That's how they bring in the X-Men to this one, and it will be the X-Men wearing their like original clothes or outfits, uniforms.
I also wouldn't rule out maybe them doing something in terms of going in maybe to the animated verse, if you want to call it that, if you will, and maybe seeing the Watcher, because that's not like they are integral.
I reckon,
they're above the Illuminati. They're not. You know, the Marvel Illuminati is obviously great heroes from every verse, if you will, and they have a say. But the Watchers are still, and also so are the Celestials that we've just seen in Eternals.
People forget about that.
Ayrsham, when he come out and he pulled Cersei away, he didn't care about not being seen. There's a giant hand hanging out the ocean now, where they've done their final scene on. So it's not, you know, in the comics that also becomes the new Avengers HQ, and that would be quite cool because we ain't got one now. Don't forget, we haven't got one now. That got destroyed, so they haven't got no meeting ground anymore. You know, Clint in Hawkeye was saying that obviously, you know, they've got nowhere anymore, and Tony sold upstate and blah blah blah. So maybe we can see something like that. But I won't be surprised to see the Watcher. You know, because he had a big role.
Yeah, I think
the What If series have now said they're canon. You know, they are canon.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have done those What If series for nothing.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
I agree. I think he'll be in it. Even if he's in at the end. I reckon even if he's at the end. But then have you seen the shot of Wanda in the trailer with when he's like shattered glass? And then when you watch the What If one, have you seen the one is it the Ultron?
Where he's going through the astral planes. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and then he crashes through it. They reckon that's the same, but they reckon they've just switched.
That would be unreal.
There's loads of other ones as well that I saw as well. There was like a picture of I think it's Wanda, and then there's like a like side by side, and it looks like she's talking to Strange normally, and it's on that field place where she is. And then there's another one where she's
on the farm, isn't she?
Yeah. Then there's another one where she's talking to him, where she's in her like red outfit, and it looks all dark and that bit in the background. And they reckon it's the same scene, but where they reckon
that she might have created another Westview type.
Yeah, or they reckon they're just trying to see that. They put the same thing in the same trailer, but because they've changed the background and changed what they look like, people don't realise, and people were like, "What one are you going to get?" In the film, because Marvel are like that, they will just change it.
They did that with Spider-Man, wasn't it? When you saw them all in the same shot at the end.
All the stuff like the Sanctum Sanctorum that you saw in the trailer, was not even in the film. You know, where Wong says don't cast the spell, and then he gives him that wink. That wasn't in the film.
Well,
he told him not to cast a spell, but he didn't do the wink, and we all looked on that and then created theories from that was nothing. So Marvel know what they're doing. They pull people in with stuff like that, don't they?
It's like
Kevin Feige and all of them, and they do stuff like that to pull people in.
Yeah, it's like the Avengers Endgame. Oh no, it's Infinity War, isn't it? When they had all of them running in the end fight scene, all running at him with Hulkbuster running at him or whatever it was, and then that one didn't even happen.
No, but I mean, a lot of things got changed because they even made like a Funko Pop of Hulk bursting out of the Hulkbuster armor, but obviously that didn't happen in the final.
No,
in the final cut.
No. But didn't he bust out? He busted out when that was in Infinity War. He busted out, didn't he? He said, "No, it wasn't. Was it? No, I've just."
No, he didn't. He stayed as Banner the whole way through it.
Oh, in Endgame, yeah. What in Infinity War?
Yeah, in Infinity War.
Oh, because Thanos beat him at the start when they come out of it was from it took from Thor Ragnarok, wasn't it, into like the first scene of Infinity War is when of course it was, and then we got Professor Hulk, didn't we, in Endgame? So
that's the one.
Yeah.
All right, big question.
Yep.
Who do you think is who's the biggest person you reckon? Who is the biggest person you reckon you'll see in this film?
Deadpool. I genuinely think they're going to bring Deadpool into it.
I think it's too serious of a movie to bring Deadpool. We know, or
maybe like the little.
We know. I reckon you might see him if they go through that animated thing. Like Dean was saying, maybe if you see part of the X-Men '97, they might also have a little Deadpool waving at you as they're through there. I think that bit there where they're falling, I don't think that they're going to be any pain, but I just think that bit there seems like the most. Is the right time to put him in because there's not. I just think Deadpool's too much of a we. The like Deadpool we know. Yeah,
but
a little cameo. So I genuinely think he should become the new Stan Lee's. I think Deadpool should become like the new Stan Lee cameos, and maybe they do it well.
Yeah.
They fall through maybe they fall through different universes. You know, like when the Watcher was fighting what's it called? Remember at the end of What If when he was fighting the Vision Ultron bot thing, and they were going through all the different universes. I think they'll do a moment when they'll like fall and they'll just fall into all different universes, and it might be like a cartoon one, then it'll fall into like ones where they're all, I don't know, knights, and then they'll fall into another almost like a space, and they'll all fall into different universes. You might see like Deadpool just like floating in the background or something, and it's like a blink and you miss it.
I can see that Deadpool becoming the new Stan Lee as well. Because not new Stan Lee, becoming that cameo that we all want to see in a film. I just think this film, to bring up Deadpool for him to just start fighting or having dialect, I think it's too serious.
It depends on the situation. It depends on the scenario. Yeah, I saw something. I saw another thing earlier, and it was in the trailer. You see, obviously, the two cages, and it looks like two people are locked up, and people were saying that if you enhance the image and like brighten it up, one of the people in the cages is Deadpool, and they reckon that he's done so much bad stuff. Whatever he does in his stuff, because he's an anti-hero, isn't he? He doesn't really care what he does. Does what he is. He just does what he wants.
At the end of old Deadpool 2, he's got the old time watch thing, isn't he?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or they could do it. They could do it that he's having a proper serious moment, like a real like maybe some two characters having a heart to heart in like a prison cell, and then you just hear him go like, "Oh, what?" You hear a voice go like, "Oh, what a load of baloney" or something, and then you look over and there's just Deadpool just standing in a cage and just being like, "Do you really have to go on? You're boring me," or something like that. Sort of like, and then the fans will just be like, "Oh my god, there he is."
Yeah, I reckon they're going to go for a little cameo, and then he's canon. Then they can put in whatever they like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you'll probably see him in the Disney Plus '97. You'll probably see him in that, be animated.
Yeah.
It's hard for him to put him in. I think he needs his own film first before they put him in an MCU film.
Or they need to add him slowly into a film. But this film's meant to be 15. Yeah. So if this is a 15. Then they can put him in and do whatever they want with him. They can keep him. They can do what they want with him. If he's a 15,
do you think? I mean, the laughs that they'll get if they just, as I said, if they have like a proper serious moment and all like the fans are literally like on the edge of their seats of like, even if it's a sad moment and all that, and all the fan, you need that sort of like that. Like when like Aunt May, spoilers again, my Aunt May died in Spider-Man. and then they have like, say for instance, like a serious moment like that, and everyone's like in tear looking at him, thinking, "Oh my god, what's going to happen?" And then Deadpool just randomly just walks past and just waves at the camera or something, and then
Which just
carries
starts
on.
clapping in the background.
I think that is going to be his cameo
starts
as
clapping.
well. He's either just going to talk, say something random like you just said, or he's just going to wave at the camera. I don't think it's going to be a massive.
Or he's going to do that
it's
thing.
nothing massive.
Yeah, he does.
Or
like, shush.
Or he loves shooting his gun, doesn't he, and then falling back. Like something so simple, nothing major. But I reckon, I don't know. I'm in two minds. I want to see him, but I also don't think it's the right film for him.
Yeah, but is it though? Because it's multiverse of madness, isn't it? So it can have absolutely anything.
Yeah,
they could do anything. Or as I said, they could just even as you said with the old shush moment, or whatever, he could just literally have him just like walking in the back of frame, and everyone's like meant to be focusing on like these two characters that are talking in front of you. And you've got like Deadpool making all like funny hand movements and all that sort of stuff behind you in the background, and like he holds up a sign that says like "I'll see you soon" or "I'll be in the next minute," or something like that.
Could do. All right.
True. What?
Before we go off subject, what do we think about the Illuminati? Good or bad?
Well, then I want to say they're good because they are normally good in the comics. I know a little bit about them through just comics, and obviously then more sort of seeing them in the trailer and thought, oh, let's have a little read up about them again. So you've got some of the, there's a lot of members that have been in the Illuminati that come and go. The ones that I think we could see, and this is a big could. A couple of them are like people like Black Bolt. He's a ruler of he's king of the Inhumans. That was a show. I think it was on Hulu. I think it was. It got a shocking reviews. I thought it was all right. It weren't too bad, but he's just another superhuman with physical. His power though is his voice. So his voice is like electronic passing. What's that?
And he can't talk, can he? Is that the one?
I'm not sure. No, really?
I don't know. I only ever watched one episode of it. I got bored of it.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much. But you got people like Captain Britain that is in it. I don't think we'll see a Captain Britain.
No.
I think the Peggy Carter from What If could be our Captain Britain now.
Yeah, that's what I know.
I know the man that plays Superman, is it Henry Cavill? I know that he has been rumoured to play Captain Britain, but I think they'll bring Peggy Carter back. Like they'll bring the What If, because she's rumoured to be in it as well. I reckon What If Peggy Carter might be our Captain Britain now, if you know what I mean. Not of our universe now, but like the Captain Britain in the MCU, if you want,
Yeah.
That she's Captain Britain though. If it is going to be the Captain Britain from the comics, they've got a lot of ties to X-Men, the group Excalibur, and then you've got Dane Whitman's also a group of the Excalibur, and obviously we've just found Dane Whitman in Eternals to have links to King Arthur's sword Excalibur, where he saw Blade at the end, didn't we? And Dane Whitman as well is heavied a lot in the Secret Invasion comics, and we know Secret Invasion's coming out and is being filmed as we speak.
Yeah.
So we could see that's obviously where it's about a Skrull invasion, isn't it? With Nick Fury, I reckon that's what the couple of Nick Fury.
Yeah, I think
we've seen. I think that's teasing for that. But then that's also got a connection with Blade and Moon Knight as well. Moon Knight that we know, 30th of March, I think Moon Knight's get released. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
It's all going to be there's so much going on.
Superior Iron Man with Marvel as well. But in the Illuminati, you got Superior Iron Man. It's going to be anyone. It's Tom Cruise.
He's going to be in it.
He was asked for the role before Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it was them two, and it was down to them two.
Yeah,
who got it?
Superior Iron Man in the comics was obviously it was emerged from an Axis event. He was a bad guy pretty much, and he used his wealth against the poor. Not it's sort of the Tony Stark we know. Not done that as much, but he wants to be the richest person, and that'd be it. He was killed off in Universal Collision though, which was a stepping stone to the Secret Wars event, and we know that we got like Secret Wars / Secret Invasion coming as well. His Ultron army that we've seen his Ultron Sentries, which must mean that in his universe, his Ultron plan worked.
Yeah,
he wanted to put a suit of armor around the world, and
he has
that is what our Tony Stark wanted to do. But also, don't forget though, if Wanda, a lot of the destruction we've seen with Wanda might be also seeing Ultron. Don't forget the damage that Ultron done to Sokovia and her brother.
Yeah,
she might see an Ultron bot, and then that also might trigger one of just a memory. And don't forget, like I say, he done a lot of bad stuff to Sokovia, Ultron, and that was sort of where we got Wanda and Pietro from, So, and then we've obviously got Mr. Fantastic. Like you said earlier, Dean, we've already spoke a bit about Fantastic Four and Mr. Fantastic. I think you're right. I do think we might get the Ewan Griffiths one.
Yeah, because I feel like
I don't think it'll be for long.
No, because I feel like if they want to bring, that's what I'm saying. If they want to bring the new Fantastic Four into it, they want to make it into like a new franchise and whatever, well, not franchise, but new like set of things and go forward in the future. Because if you bring back him and you go with, if you kill off, I can't remember his name. Who's rumored to be him?
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, who's
what do you mean our one? Ewan Griffiths, the actor from Our Time. So
if they keep him, then they've got to bring back pretty much the whole of that cast and go forward with that one. When I don't think they will. I think they want to revamp it. So I think they'll kill him off, and then they just won't touch the rest of it. They'll leave it. He'll be done, and then they'll when they redo the Fantastic Four, like we all know they're gonna. It's all been rumored. I think it's been rumored filming it. Or whatever someone said.
Another film.
So I think they'll just go ahead with new cast for it, and they'll just completely revamp it. Because that's.
So you don't think we'll get the Chris Evans Human Torch?
No, if it'd be quality, it'd be well good if the thing with Strange when he does one of his circle things, and then he's like, Captain Rogers, it's you, and then he's like, who's that? And then turns the Human Torch. That'd be the best thing in the world. Probably better pop than Toby and Andrew. But
that would
I don't know. I don't think we would get that.
Cool.
I don't think
we might do, but even if it's just a quick cameo for the film, even if it's just a quick he comes in, he's done. I mean, it's the amount of cameos that are probably not going to go anywhere in this film.
Oh yeah, there's going to be loads of them. Like you said, I agree with you, Ashley, as well. Like the whole thing when they're falling through, I think you're going to see a lot. That's what they say. A lot of people. It started with the end game. It was the most characters they ever had, but they were all at the end.
Yeah,
they were all at the end scenes. They're not stupid when they go, we're gonna have the most we've ever had, because they'll do a thing where they just all keep falling through. They'll go through different multiverses,
and it'll just go through all different worlds. You'll just see all different universes.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what will happen. And then they're not wrong.
But the other thing that I was thinking as well, if they do that and they go through other universes, will that leave cracks open and stuff like that for characters to go through different universes and sort of think, I don't want to live in this one anymore, I'm going to this one.
This is the problem they've got with this kind of film.
Once the universe opens, it shuts. No, there's going to be no jumping from here to there. I think we might see universes combine. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe the Sonyverse and our MCU combined, so then everything's canon going forward.
Then that could explain how Vulture is going to be in that Morbius, because then how's an MCU character got over to a Sony one without a combined
I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a Fox and Sony MCU's. Everything them three universes combined, because
they just all three universes just combined and mash up and make a new universe, and then Sony can go, we'll do that and that.
See, I don't know, purely for the fact of I don't know. I just don't know if they're gonna do all this for one film.
Yeah, but
look at the hype around. But look at the hype around the multiverse. As soon as you mention the word multiverse, even in No Way Home. Where's Reese gone? Hello?
I don't know.
All right, just carry on. As much as the multiverse, even though what happened when, it doesn't matter. Oh, he's back. So I don't reckon they're gonna stop it.
No.
Because I just can't imagine them spending this much time and all these resources just for one film and it will open everything, but why open it up for one film, then close it, and then you go back to the same theories you've always had, where you go, well, it can't be that because they're not in that universe. Whereas if they keep it all in the same universe, then
I think they'll set up. But there's that bit where they fall through all the different universes, the amount of ones that they can sit there and go, oh yeah, do you remember that? When they fell through that universe, oh yeah, there's going to be a show on that. Or they'll probably see what people are most interested. They might fall, say for instance, through 10 universes, and if people say, oh, I really like that one. Say for instance, if 1 million people go, oh yeah, I like that one, then they'll go, right, we'll do a show on that one. and they'll they'll give you like a sort of like it on a plate, as in like, right, you've seen all these universes that they've come crashing through. What one do you want a spin-off show on, or a spin-off movie on, or anything like that? Yeah. And then obviously, like, people might be, oh, I really like the version when they were all animals, and then they could turn and say, right, we'll do an animal spin-off show or something like that.
Well, you even got that in this, haven't you? You got like they reckon the dinosaur land thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's meant to be in this. Yeah. That's meant to just be like it's carnage, isn't it? It's just meant to be.
Leading into that, there's another big character in the Marvel Illuminati as well. You've got Namor the Submariner. He's a half mutant, so he's half human, and half mythical. Like his mum was a mythical princess in the underworld kingdom Atlantis, under the sea. But he's been rumored for so long as well. He's been linked so many times, and he got they didn't get a mention, but Okoye in Endgame mentioned him when Ant-Man come back, and they done. You know, when they was all having their meeting and they was all in holographic form.
Oh yeah, Black Widow was like, "What have you been doing?"
Yeah, and Okoye,
stopping her.
She was saying it was something about she said
stopping an earthquake,
underwater earthquake. But yet she seemed so anxious to leave it. She was like, "Nah, it's an earthquake under the sea. We deal with it by not dealing with it." But in the comics, Atlantis and Wakanda, they're rivals as well. And don't forget, we're getting Black Panther 2 July as well. I think we're getting it in the summer. They've just started filming it again. Because I know one of the main actors is Black Panther's sister. I forgot her name. She wasn't.
She had a set injury, didn't she?
Yeah, she was a set injury, and then she was saying about her. She wasn't going to take the one of the jabs, wasn't she? So she wasn't going to come back, but she's now back, and they're filming again. So that's out in July. I wouldn't be surprised, if we might get Namor in this, and then that leads up to the villain, or villain. I'll say villain because he's not a villain, but then leads him up to that sort of side of maybe Black Panther. Then that sets up another Phase 4 or Phase 5 movie. Whatever we're getting, that sets up more. And obviously, the last person in it that I think we know that we're definitely going to see is Professor X.
Yeah.
He's a protector of the mutants. He wants mutants, and
who's going to say who's going to say the line? Let there be mutants. Who's going to say it?
I reckon it will be. They don't.
I reckon someone's going to say it. I reckon
it'll be Wanda, wouldn't it? It'll be Wanda.
I reckon she's going to say it. I reckon it's going to kick off right at the end, and she's going to say it.
Yeah. The line from the House of M comics is no more mutants, isn't it? So, but I reckon this one, because she's going to want Billy and Tommy, who are mutants, she is going to say, just let there be mutants. And House of M as well, them comics are going to have some background into this, because don't forget, a lot of people might have not read them, but Magneto was, I'm going to spoil it for people that ain't seen it, but haven't read it, but Magneto was Wanda's dad in the House of M comics. That might be another way of pulling the X-Men into it,
True.
Yeah, she's then going to learn about her past and how she got the powers. Because don't forget,
she doesn't know.
Pietro hasn't got them sort of powers. Pietro is, he's Quicksilver. Whatever one we're going to get, are we going to get the Eric Boner one from WandaVision?
You have to. I think you have to. I think you have to.
And I think we get that one.
What's the reasoning? What's the reasoning about bringing him in? There's no. The Eric Boner one.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning? Why would you put him in there? I know they're like, it was just
that could be
casting him.
Didn't you have a? I saw talking the other night, and you had.
I saw something online. I don't know how true it was, or what. So it might be very wrong, or it might be semi right. From what I was listening to something, and it come up, and it was that in the MCU, Pietro and Wanda don't have the same dad. I know they're twins, so it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But apparently they don't have the same dad in that.
Okay.
So people were saying,
obviously.
People were saying, what if the reason why that Pietro got put in WandaVision is because someone's trying to push them together. Because they're brothers. They're actually brother and sister, like actual proper brother and sister. And the other one that we saw in the other ones was just the alternative that got put in there to stop her from exploding. Because together they go mental. Yeah. That's what I saw. And her actual dad is Mephisto?
Magneto.
I don't know what Mephisto from.
Magneto. That's a train that we don't want to get on.
I don't want to get on Mephisto. No. He's in every film. Well, he'll be in every film.
I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see an appearance.
But no, that's just a far-fetched theory, that one. It might like I said, I didn't do enough research on it to actually see if it was real or not. It
The
was just
back
something I
end.
heard, but you
We'll
never
have a look.
know.
We'll have a look for next week's episode. We'll try digging into things like that. If we can then come with some serious for next week's episode, back in before that.
Because thinking about it as well, wasn't in the the Eric Boner one that was in MCU. Obviously he's the same actor from the
X-Men,
other X-Men, but was there a Scarlet Witch in them X-Men films?
No.
I don't think there was there?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
He was
That's what I
just
was
Quicksilver,
saying.
wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the
how
whole.
do we know? How do we know that Scarlet Witch is actually from the MCU universe? How do you know that she hasn't been sort of like she's already come over from that universe and then she's now in this one?
Yeah, that's what I was literally just saying. They switched them. So the theory was that they switched the two Quicksilvers around. So, and then the reason why she pulled that one in is because she had a stronger connection to that one than she did her actual brother, because the other one is actually her brother.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's a far-fetched theory, but
but we don't know in Marvel anymore. They don't.
No,
also,
you don't.
In the trailer, I've seen the bit where obviously you've seen the bit, but don't forget just where they're back in Wanda's house in Westview, and there's two Wandas. Well, there's one that's dressed as Scarlet Witch and is in the Scarlet Witch. She's in the Scarlet Witch uniform, and then you've got the Wanda, but the Scarlet Witch one, which you would thought to be the more dominant variant, is on her knees and she looks like she's crying, and it looks like the Wanda from Westview, like that wants to be normal Wanda that have a life with Vision and Billy and Tommy, is sort of standing over her. I'm not sure what she's doing, but there's two Wandas walking about. So the thing that I actually just said in terms of there's no Wanda in the X-Men, that might get an answer for that, to do with that Eric Boner one, you know?
I think they definitely put him in there for some reason. You can't. I just don't understand why you would do. You just get any character. If you're gonna do it just as a random person, you'd have just got anyone. Why would you put up someone from the X-Men?
Or you would have just pulled the original one back from.
Yeah, you would have. Just he wasn't in it. He wasn't in it loads.
He was in Age of Ultron for.
No, I meant as in WandaVision. He wasn't in it loads.
Not well. He's in when he in like the one episode where he
was the end credits.
He was in the Halloween episode.
Yeah,
and then obviously wasn't it the last episode where he kept Monica Rambeau?
That's it.
And then that's when she found out, wasn't it? She's linked heavy a lot, and she in Doctor Strange as well, becoming a comic character, Photon.
Yeah.
Because there's two characters, isn't there? There's two characters of color that's in the trailer. One looks like it's got more feminine features than the other one. They reckon the other one might be Iron Lad, which is a Nathaniel Richards, but is a variant of Kang. So that could be good. Kang said, didn't he, that he's scared of some of his variants, and I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Kang drop in this. He's a big character. I know we are getting a Loki too, but I don't reckon we're going to be waiting that whole time to see Kang again. Kang's too big of a character.
He's meant to be in the next Ant-Man film as well, isn't he?
Kang's meant to be the next Thanos.
Well, he's Ant-Man Quantum. He's in Ant-Man Quantum Mania, isn't he? That he has been said he is, but but we don't know when we're getting that yet. That's not been.
No,
I just think he's going to leave this character too long.
No, but same as like Loki and stuff. Loki and that, they're not going to leave them for too long. But then I reckon
resemblances of the TVA and the Marvel Illuminati headquarters. Have you seen that they are sort of? If you go back and watch them all, they're all sort of
similar.
A big building with statues. There's like an Overwatch of, there's Overwatches of people sort of ruling, and there's like workers in terms of. I wouldn't be surprised if we might see a Kang. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I agree. I think you will. I think you will. Even like the trailer, like when you see the guy in the suit, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's Iron Man or whatever." But
it could be Iron Lad,
doesn't look
which is
like
a Kang variant.
Yeah, but don't forget.
Another big question is.
Go on.
No, I was going to say another big question as well is who do you reckon is going to be the final one to sort of like tip this? Because as I said, we all thought that when WandaVision came out, we all thought that Wanda was the one that created the multiverse. Then when Loki came out, we sort of thought that like Sylvie and that were the ones that had done it. Now that Doctor Strange in Multiverse and Man, it's like who do you reckon's got the final sort of pin to the balloon of boom? There's the multiverse. Who do you reckon's going to be the final?
I don't know, but the thing is, when you listen to Kang in the end of Loki, and Kang goes, he just stops, doesn't he? And he goes, "Oh, wait, I can't remember what he says, but he's like, it's happened." And then
Yeah,
you
he
see all
starts
the
looking
branches.
around, doesn't he? Like, he knows something's kicking.
But could Loki be set further ahead than we think? So could
Yeah.
something happen in Strange, and then
But also,
And
like
then
what's in
something
the events of
happen?
Spider-Man, like Loki, them could have all like when Strange cast his spell on Spider-Man, could Loki?
or could
Because we
that
didn't know
happen
what time
then?
Loki was
Yeah, that's
setting.
what I'm
Could that have
saying.
been that same time?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
sort of
It
like
could have been
they've
anything.
sort of done it that sort of maybe Doctor Strange casting his spell sort of like maybe made the cut, say for instance, and then Wanda doing her Westville could have been like the sort of the infection, let's say, and then what happened in Loki was sort of like the tear, and then obviously like it's sort of everything like each one of them sort of like provided a punch. If a punch like a sort of punch, and then it's the final, and then someone's final like boom has made the here we go.
The thing is, it's like people say, as soon as you rip into something like this, trying to put it back, like even Thingy says it's Strange, doesn't he? He says like you can't control everything, and unfortunately, if he's created this mess, how hard is it going to be for him to control it? And if he can't control it, they're not going to put it back together. And then the MCU universe, or any universe, is going to be riddled with these plot holes, and people are going to find out how to get through. They'll fix it, but there'll always be a way of someone getting in, getting out.
I genuinely think that Doctor Strange was the one that's made this wound. And I think that, as I said, I think that then Loki and Sylvie what they did, and then Wanda doing what she did is basically like the infection that's ended and they're the ones that have sort of he's like tried to fix it with like what he's been doing. But as I said, the damage, and then as I said, they've just made it worse and everything, and then the damage is done now, and he can't control. Maybe that's why he found it so difficult to close it back up in Spider-Man, because maybe what's Loki and Wanda have done is sort of like, he's trying to heal the infection, and they're just like, no, we're having none of that, and then they're giving it more,
Yeah, that's not bad. Do you reckon with the whole, because we've seen the shot, I know they didn't show it on the trailer, but the Super Bowl one, the other one, it shows zombie. It looks like a zombie Strange and zombie one.
Oh, it's going to be zombie Strange.
Do you reckon that is going to be in a zombie form? Because we are getting Marvel Zombies, aren't we, on Disney Plus? I think it's next year or later on.
I just don't know how like I said earlier,
it's don't hard. Know how. Do you reckon that's when they're going? Do you reckon when they're jumping through the multiverses, that's when you'll see them?
No, because it looks like it's a fight.
Yeah.
So is he fighting?
But another thing with the zombies as well. As I said, all it takes is for one of those zombies to get through, and then that's it. The virus is spread. That's the thing. All it takes is for one of these characters to get through another universe, and then they basically spread whatever they've got to that one.
True.
Because it's like this new zombies show that's coming out. Is it live action or is it animated? This new Marvel Zombies program is coming out.
Animated. It's animated.
Oh, it's animated.
Yeah, animated. Yeah. That's hard to make a live action one, isn't it? Because you've got a lot to run with, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
because we also don't know if that's going to be canon or not. We know that we were sort of told that What If is now canon, because we see Peggy Carter come back as, she is in she's, because obviously you've seen her shield, haven't we? In the poster. That is definitely her shield. That is definitely her shield. And, let's be honest, if she's in it, I think that she's from the What If, isn't she? So there's got to be some form of
There's loads in this picture. There's Wanda, obviously, Captain Carter, the zombie, one of the zombies. Good Wanda. I'm just trying to look at your thing that you sent me. The robot Ultron, which we know. Deadpool's maybe in it. There's a broken watch, which we think Evil Wanda.
But the broken watch is Strange's watch, isn't it? The broken watch is Strange's from the car crash, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, I said that. I said this photo was could have loads in it, but it's all like literally just Wanda and Strange.
I see one floating around on Twitter. I saw on our
there's a new one, isn't there? There's a new one.
I was on our Twitter this morning.
What's our Twitter? I
think we retweeted it. The Fantastic Free pod. We'll put the links in the description below. I retweeted it and I liked it to sort of get it out there. So I'll see if I can find it.
Well, you look for that and we'll carry on. So
actually, another thing that I think another thing that this film will do as well, it gives like the actors that maybe didn't do so well in their other films, like another shot. I mean, like, as I said, look at old like Andrew Garfield. Now, obviously, I thought he was a brilliant Spider-Man. There's a lot of people that were saying like, oh, they didn't like him in that, and then he's been given another shot at this, and now we've got the potential of getting a new Amazing Spider-Man out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like all the other films. Like, I mean, like the Fantastic Four that was recent, like with Michael B. Jordan. They said that he was absolutely terrible in it, but then he played Killmonger, and then now everyone's like, oh yeah, he's really good. So it gives these actors another sort of chance to shine.
Well,
As I said,
look at Chris Evans. Look at Chris Evans. He's a Human Torch, and now he's gone down as Captain America. And anyone ever plays any other cap, everyone's going to be like, it's not the same. It's the same as like
John Walker in it.
Yeah,
Is it John Walker?
Yeah, but he's actually saying out of thingy. He's not actually Captain America.
He's from the Thunderbolts. He then creates the Thunderbolts,
which
I think we'll get soon.
It's like Iron Man.
Director Ross is pulling in his characters from the Thunderbolts comics, because you got Yelena as well. She becomes a part of it. I think that's going to be maybe for the young Avengers.
What?
Val.
Who was that woman that was going around?
Val.
She
recruited him.
Val. Yeah, Val.
I'm not sure who she is.
I'm
assuming she's like some contractor. She recruits them to kill people.
She recruits them for Agent Ross because obviously Director Ross can't be going around.
Oh yeah, true.
She's
I reckon it's going to be a lot.
We've got so much to look forward to as well. Like, the amount of podcasts we've got coming in terms of upcoming events, and we've got so much content to create and then send back to you guys. It's going to be unreal. I can't actually find the tweet in a minute. My Twitter's playing up.
That's all right.
But
we've got like you said, we've got loads to go through.
I'll put it I can put it in our Twitter in the description. I'm sure people can then go back and look at it if they really want to. It's the amount of stuff we've got coming up to
watch,
just review and watch. Even Moon Knight. We've really seen a lot of Moon Knight, and
we've not really touched it either today. That'll be another one that we do. That we'll touch up on that one, and
we can maybe have a look at next week. So maybe have a bit of Moon Knight and see if we get any more updates about Strange.
Yeah, I don't really know what we're going to talk about with what was the other thing we were talking about the other day that we were going to talk about? But we were like, let's just talk about Strange for today.
Well, we got Morbius coming up as well.
Oh, that's the other one. Morbius, isn't it? Morbius and
1st of April. Well, maybe next week we can do like a
Morbius and
Moon Knight.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a good one.
Maybe give the people what they want.
Yeah, and we could always do like what we reviewed with like the episodes and that.
Yeah.
What we thought when the new episodes and that are on there, because I mean we got Moon Knight at the end of March, and then bound to have like She-Hulk and then Miss Marvel and all that at the.
Well, I've got it here. So we've got Moon Knight on the 30th of March. And then we'll do our episodes, our weekly reviews on the episodes, which we can do. And then we've got for the 1st of April, which is because obviously it got delayed, Morbius. They're going to delay. We know why it got delayed, let's be honest. But that's apparently coming on the 1st of April.
There's another Spidey in that.
Well, they're saying it's not Andrew Garfield. They reckon it's Tobey Maguire.
Ashley told me this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's posters on the wall, isn't it? On one of the pictures, he's Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah. And then we've
Spider-Man.
got She-Hulk, like Ashley just said. And then we're getting Thor. We're getting Thor, the new Thor. We're getting
Guardians of Galaxy 3.
Guardians. We're getting Secret Invasion.
Guardians.
There's so much.
But there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been announced yet that they could just drop and be like, oh yeah, by the way, you've got this coming out in a month's time.
This is pretty much as soon as it comes to the 30th of March, you just got a long time of just everything coming out. Not a long time, but as soon as it gets to the 30th of March, there's just so much coming out. And the weekly thing we're going to review on every episode that comes out, we'll just come on there straight after we've all watched it.
Yeah, we'll do our weekly reactions straight away. Won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have got a list here. Bear with us. So obviously next is Moon Knight, and then we've got Morbius, and then Moon Knight, and then it goes Moon Knight, then Strange, because Strange is dropping the 6th of May. I can't see us getting any Strange stuff in Moon Knight. I think they're going to try and keep it to.
I think they'll drop one more trailer. They normally do 3, don't they, Ash? It's normally 3, and then they'll do one. That's normally a couple weeks before it actually comes out.
And then you get like every single TV spot that pretty much just plays the whole film.
Yeah.
Or like with Spider-Man, just constantly plays the bridge scene over and over again.
Yeah.
We're getting Thor: Love and Thunder on the 8th of July. So that's going to be
this
good.
year?
Yeah, this year. That's a
Oh.
big film.
But yeah,
Big
no,
film.
it's good. We've got a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to.
Absolutely.
But we got, like I said, this is our first ever one, and I don't think we've done
Let
too
us know
bad.
as well what you want us to review and stuff as well. So
Yeah, and obviously check out all the socials as well. I mean, we're on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. Obviously, check out all of them as well.
Yeah, we're on everything. We're on TikTok, Twitter. The only thing we're not on is Facebook. You'll find it.
Yeah.
The only thing we're not on is Facebook. That's the only thing we're not on. But we're on.
That's fine though.
Twitter. Everything is the same as well. It's all. I'll say it's all capital. It's TF. TFR pod. TF3 pod. It's literally the same on everything. It's our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It'll be the YouTube we haven't actually set up yet, but that will probably be the Fantastic Three. I don't think we'll go with TF Pod for that. It will be the Fantastic Three, just because this will be the name of it. And yeah, so we're on them ones. Facebook we're not really touching yet.
And we could also do some like when we hopefully do that, we'll do like a video streaming where we can like talk about stuff, and if we get any new comics or any new
we're definitely going to go
on camera.
And we're also going to probably do maybe probably the 5th episode we do. After the 5th one, we'll be doing a comic giveaway. We'll either be we'll try and lead it on depending on how close to the newest film or TV program or like series comes out. So the first one we'll try our hardest to get a Moon Knight comic. It'll be very hard.
Or Strange, I suppose.
Or we'll go for a Strange. It will be one of them. Moon Knight will be harder, but Strange will probably be easier. But we'll try and do our best to get. We'll try and keep it in line with the films. But if we can't, we're sorry. We'll try and get.
To be fair, I was looking through the other week when we all went out last Sunday. There was a few Moon Knight comics, and I was thinking I should have picked some up. But there was some there, so a Moon Knight.
We can always have a look. We know where we're going. The place we've got where we go get our comics, because we've all got loads. We read them, and where we get them from, we know they're good. So we're just gonna head there, and we'll pick up a couple, and we'll do giveaways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
you have to be following and liking that to be able to get to it.
Follow, like, comment.
You know, that's how we'd roll around here. We'll do that.
Maybe we could do some giveaways. We could do like you have to answer a question, and you can only be in a chance of winning it if you get it right.
We'll try and do TikTok giveaways on TikTok because we know that's a bit better.
Ashley's our TikTok man, so
Ashley's a TikTok guy.
Yeah.
So it'll be either on. We'll try and do it on 3 of them. Like the way you enter is either you go on you'll be on our Twitter, it'll be on our Instagram, and it'll be on our TikTok. Because they're the 3 places to do an easy. It's best place to do a giveaway. They're the 3 places to do the giveaway, and you basically just have to the same thing on all of them. Like, follow, and like the tweet or retweet the tweet on Twitter, and follow us, and it will be the same on like TikTok. Like it, comment, and then we'll choose. Follow us on that. Instagram will be the same. Follow, like, and then just comment below whatever you want. And then,
but we'll give more information when coming up to the date. To let the people give them time and know exactly what they got to do.
Yep. Nice.
Right. That's it for today's episode.
Opportunities as well. Like as I said, we can do like other like stuff, and like if there's like DC stuff or other like sort of like things you'd like to see us chat about, we can always do stuff like that as well. If there's any other like categories or anything like that you'd like us to chat about,
just let us know.
Absolutely.
Let us know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us, guys. And
thank you very much.
For our latest
catch you
episode.
on our next episode. Right. Peace.
See you soon.
Bye.